Hello, YouTube land. My name is Castle Caden, and we are playing Path of Exile. Today, what we're going to be doing is going over some farming tutorial tips. We're actually going to be going over all the acts, and we're actually going to be explaining why certain certain areas in certain acts are actually good farming spots for both equipment and leveling. Now, first and foremost, before we actually get started, here's a neat
Can I
trick
help?
that apparently not a lot of you actually know. Well, a lot of you do know, but whenever I go in parties and stuff, a lot of people don't know. Whenever you see a three-linked item that's like this, and they're all fused together and each color is different, sell it off. You'll get a chromatic. Chromatics aren't useful by themselves, but can be used to trade other currency and are actually quite good. Yes, I am back. Sorry about that, Cuscotopia? That is an interesting name to pronounce. Um, I'm just trying to test out to see if this actually does work. So far, the stream seems okay. I just don't want to jinx it, pretty much. But we will get started. First and foremost, in Act 1, the most important spot is probably the ledge. Now, there is one boss in here called Kaduku, and he can be a pain in the butt. What I do suggest for this boss is actually to go and grab yourself some elemental resist. Well, specifically lightning, because he uses spark, and that's a pain in the ass. So for my Marauder character, who's a melee character and who is very weak against lightning, he can be a bit of a pain. And if he is, then it's suggested that you actually do this in groups, which also increases the item quantity, which is great too. Again, this is an interesting farming spot because you can go through, and actually what I'm going to do is, well, if I see like groups like this, I'll attack them. I already grabbed a nice little rare bit there. Other than that, I'll just zoom right by and keep going forward, just so I can show you guys what this is like. I mean, this is very linear, which is why a lot of people like it. You go from one exit to the other, back to the other, back to the other, and you just keep on going in just kind of almost a straight, not a straight line, but you go in a line. It's not really a maze, so you don't have to worry about finding the exit or anything like that. I'm glad I pronounced your name right, because that was very hard at first. I had to kind of look at it a few times before actually saying it. Sorry about that. Okay, so what a lot of people also don't happen to know is when you want to create a new instance. So let's say I went through the ledge already, but you want to go to another one and you want to actually fight more monsters. What you do is you you hit control, then click on the waypoint or the exit, and then hit new. There are some exceptions, for example, Marveil's lair, where you can't do that for obvious reasons, for farming purposes, which is unfortunate, but overall, that is something you do to create new instances, and that's how a lot of parties actually create new instances on the fly. For my previous stream, I actually did try uploading this once, but my internet kind of crapped out on me. For my previous stream, somebody asked what kind of a build I'm using. It is a Tri-Curse Burning Proliferation Fire Witch build. It's on the forums. I can link it off in the description. I think I already did. It might be in the description of the live stream. If it is, there you go. If it's not, then I will do this at the end of the live stream. It shouldn't take too long for live stream, but I mean, I am going to be going through all the areas just really quickly, just to give you again a heads up of what everything is like. As you can see, this is the waypoint, so we've reached the halfway point. We're actually just going to go to the other side. See, this is a nice group. That's a nice group. And for someone like me who can clear rather nicely and fast, this is a great area. Again, it's very straightforward. There's not a lot of curves or whatever. And that's about it. Hey, Marveil, I replied to you. Where was I? Right. Okay, so again, we're actually going to be kind of close to Kaduku, which is the Spark Totem boss. Like I said, he can be a pain in the butt. If you don't have lightning resistance, I do suggest going into groups until you can take him on, or if you don't have a lot of HP, or a lot of energy shield in some cases, which I don't have currently, but I'm currently working on getting better equipment for this character. Anyway, so we shall be heading forth, and there should be sparks coming soon. I feel them. I can feel them in the air. There they are. So, well, you could basically do this a couple of ways, but for me, this isn't that bad because I have ranged abilities. For a Marauder, for example, it could be a little bit more difficult. And that's about that. So you get the idea. I'm actually going to zoom past the rest of this now unless I find a big group because, you know, I can still farm here. It's actually not that bad. Even if the yellow items aren't my level, I can sell them off for currency, which is what everybody does. And it's something that you guys should definitely get used to. Pick up blue items if you need to, pick up yellow items if you can, then sell them off. Like, I usually identify them, then sell them. I mean, this is horrible. It's level 5. Actually, that could probably be good for a new character for a while because of the increased rarity, but yeah, no, it's not useful to me at all, so I'm just going to sell it off. And because it has a rarity on it, or items that have rarity, chaos resistance, or increased quantity can sell off for things like... Actually, this one didn't. It usually sells off for alchemy shards, which can be quite useful. There we go. Selling those off. Anyways, that was Act 1. We are now going into Act 2. Now, how do you do Act 2, let's say? Well, let's say you're in Forest Encampment and you don't want to do any quests, you just want to go right into farming, right? There's a trick which you can do, which you can't do in Act 1, but you can do in Act 2. You can actually go here, find, let's say, somebody who's in Fellshrine Ruins, join their group, go with them for a little bit, because usually for Fellshrine Ruins it's right here. As soon as you go and find the temple, go into it, it's right at the entrance. You can find a waypoint, you can farm before doing anything else, and that's what I did, and it is great, especially for a Let's Play character. I didn't want you guys to watch me grind every episode, so basically this is what I do. I record a few episodes ahead of time, get to a certain spot, like a certain farming spot, and then farm for like 10 levels, and then keep on going. It speeds things up, it's really quick, it's really fast, and it's great. Anyways, the second area is in fact Fellshrine Ruins, so we're actually going to be going to it right now. It is an amazing area to farm. I've gained quite a few uniques from this area alone in my Marauder right now. But what we're going to do, we're just going to quickly explain what to do, and we will do it. Haha. That was a really weird sentence. I do apologize for that. Anyway, so once you get to this point, you'll notice that there is a road. Follow the road. It's not quite yellow bricked, but just follow the road. You can stray off of it a little bit, but make sure to stick on it. The reason is because this road leads to the exit, and the majority of the monsters are kind of in the vicinity. Mind you, there's some groups out there, but don't go for completion. You want quick runs. So this is what you do. You just stick to the road, and you'll be fine. If you see a chest a little off, take it. Another thing is, if you can't take on the golems, or if they're too tough for you at the time, just ignore them. They're slow. Just outrun them. You'll be fine. Just make sure not to get rolled on. And archers can be a pain in the butt if you have a low HP pool. That's actually quite simple. I can't really stress that enough, and there's not really much you can do about that unless you're in a group. That's the only downside about this. There are a lot of archers and a lot of magic archers that can do a bit of damage to you if you're not prepared. Oh, Marveil. Welcome to the live stream. Anyway, so we're just going to go through this area really quickly. There's not much in here that I actually want to talk about, other than what I already did. I might as well just grab the padded vest while I'm at it, though. That's not bad. About halfway through, I could probably even switch into my other character. Right now, I just kind of want to show you the speed of this. And again, if you go to, let's say, the crossroads, and then head back, you can control-click, and you can open up a new instance. Another thing to keep in note, this has a road. Follow the road. Just follow the road. Usually, there's a waypoint right here. So then you open up yet another waypoint, even though you didn't actually go into any of the areas in between, and then you're done for there. Generally speaking, I mean, you can technically farm some of the other places, like Val, but in all honesty, they have a lot of chaos damage, and if you're not going chaos inoculation, then I wouldn't recommend it. Doctor Who RBLX Studios, love the name. I am using Fraps to record. I originally used Bandicam, but since the most recent versions of Minecraft, Bandicam has been messing up for me. Like, it's been creating this like fuzz in the audio, like more so than Fraps. But I mean, it's been distorting the audio a lot, so I decided to switch over to Fraps. Mind you, the file sizes are huge, but then I can use Adobe Premiere to actually lower the file size to a decent level. Alex Marsden, I do plan on doing Q&As, actually. Originally, I started off with the vlogs. I created 2 so far, and those are kind of like Q&As. I answered some questions, but, well, we'll see. Anyways, that is Act 2 pretty much. You can go to Chamber of Sins. That's actually not bad of an area to farm, except it's too dark and blah blah blah, and just farm at Fellshrine Ruins for a while. You'll be fine. You'll be above the level where you need to be here, and then you can just do all the quests really easy, really quick, etc., and you'll actually be getting a lot of probably equipment from the Fellshrine Ruins. So anyways, Act 3, last but not least, actually, and we will be talking about some other stuff as well. So it's actually kind of great. A lot of people don't know this. City of Sarn is actually a really good farming spot. Like, really, really good. I'm surprised that people don't actually do this more often because, first off, the groups are huge. So if you're good at AoE damage, you can obliterate whole entire groups and none the wiser, right? Second off, the groups that are here, they're these little scutterbug things, which are extremely weak. They have skeletons, which again are relatively weak to an extent, and then they have those weird other things I can't even explain, but can be kind of annoying, like these things. But for me, it's not that bad because I could just like proliferate them down to burning death. But they do have an attack which is very annoying. They can like leap at you, and it's very hard for a class or like a build like mine to actually go through. Hopefully this live stream is doing better than my first attempt. My first one was okay, but then it started to freeze up on me like a lot. Anyway, as you can see, you can kind of just go through randomly, and these carrion swarmers are very weak, but see, a lot of the times you get a lot of blue groups in here, and those blue groups can drop off a nice amount of equipment, which is nice. Like, there's probably one that's going to be coming up shortly, but I might as well get rid of this group. Might as well burn them all. The build that I'm using is a Burning Proliferation Tri-Curse Fire Witch build. Again, it's in the comments down below. Or not comments, sorry, it's in the description below, I think. If not, I can put it at the end of this live stream. If you try World of Warcraft. I have tried it. See, here's the thing. World of Warcraft, to me, seemed almost grungy-ish compared to things like Final Fantasy Online, or Shia, or Perfect World, all of which I have tried. And Guild Wars and stuff. Mind you, it's actually not half bad, although, I don't know, this is more Diablo-esque. Actually, personally speaking, I've compared this to Diablo 3, and I prefer this over Diablo 3. So, I don't know, to me, WoW is just kind of outdated, if anything. And see, these type of packs can be a little bit annoying for me, especially with my Burning Proliferation, but they're doable. There is one boss here who can be a pain in the butt, especially seeing as he can trap you and he can't do anything, and then he starts like throwing ethereal knives at you, I think? Maybe? I don't remember what that skill is. Yeah, but we're just going to go through. We'll be fine, I think. If I die, I apologize. If I do die, it's probably due to desync in most cases. Because I have noticed that before in my previous live stream. I'm actually going to be upgrading my internet soon, so things will be a lot smoother soon. I assure you. Anyway, so the stragglers are easy to kill off because, I mean, it's only one each. Where is the boss? He's usually hugging the upper end of things. There he is. Okay, so curse, curse, curse. Gone. So I don't even have to necessarily worry about it. I do agree with the size of World of Warcraft, and this one isn't necessarily as bad. I like the development speed of this game. Like, this is still an open beta, so a lot gets changed. I do agree that, yes, there are some similarities and whatnot. Yeah, okay, I can see that. Let's just, I'll sidestep that. I can see that. Anyways, so you just go through really quickly with that and go back to the waypoint, or go back to the Sarn exit, which is on the other side, which you have to go to anyway. But I mean, depending on how you, like, what circle you use, or how you actually loop around, you can actually just go to the exit over here, which is just as easy. It's like way over here. So I'm just going to skip that one for now because it's not necessarily important. Hey, Casey. And yes, World of Warcraft does take a long time to download. Very much so. I almost thought about doing that, but you know what? I'm actually currently gunning for Final Fantasy XIV Open Beta. Why does Guess will make this game look amazing? Because I am amazing. Yeah, not really. I try, though. I really do. Okay, anyway, so that's Act 3 for City of Sarn. There's a secondary spot, which is the docks. And again, if you don't have access to the docks yet, well, here's a trick. As soon as you get to the or to the slums or whatever, do the same thing that I did in Act 2. Find... See, nobody's actually doing it right now, but... Oh, farming the docks. So you go to that one, you farm with them for like, you know, a round or two. You find the waypoint, you click on it, and then you'll be able to go to it yourself. Because, hold on, I'll show you what I did in my most current one. See, I haven't even really done Act 3, yet I have the docks already, which is awesome. And for this purpose, I'm actually going to go to the Cruel Docks. So, yeah. Let's have some fun. Yeah. If you want, I could also switch into my Marauder maybe for the last area, because I'm not quite at that point yet with this character. This character, although it's a lengthy process, this is a Let's Play character, so I can't exactly go too far ahead without being able to upload, let's say, 7 videos a day. So I record like 3-4 videos and then go through it, etc., and then, you know, a week passes, I do it again, etc. Whoa. Sorry, I'm also trying to read the comments. I mean, this is also, this game is terrible. If that is on a level boss fight. Pokefinch, no, this was about a whole difficulty lower when I was actually fighting that boss. Although with this build, I could probably take on that boss too. I should probably do that. Hold on. Like, it's a little bit more difficult, don't get me wrong, but it's still relatively the same. So this is something closer to what my current level is. Sorry, I probably should have done that before, but I want to go through these areas really quickly. But just to show you the difference in terms of damage, I mean, I can still kill off skeletons in one hit due to my burning proliferation. And this is just the way that I did my build. It's a smart way to do the build. And, ooh, Amethyst Flask. I could probably use that. Not on this character, though, because I'm going Chaos Inoculation soon. Anyways, I'm just going to quickly proliferately burn these guys down. And yes, for some reason that was actually quite hard for me to say. Unfortunately, they're immune to curses, so that's a bit of a pain. But that's okay. Other games on my lake is Skyrim. I actually have played Skyrim. Here's the thing, I beat Skyrim, but I did it before I started Let's Playing. If I would have started Let's Playing first, I would have probably played Skyrim. That would have been fun. Because I had so much fun with that game. It was just awesome. I'm making some... Anyway, so we're actually going to be fighting... oh, okay, apparently a swarm of carrion crawlers. And again, it's because of the way that this build works is why I can actually go through it really fast. And sorry to go back to this, because I mean... There. Yeah, I desynced there, unfortunately. Damn. Sorry, that wasn't my fault. But generally speaking, it is not too bad to actually do that area. I'm going to go back to it really quickly just so I can show you guys. Hopefully my stream... Oh, you know what? I think my stream might be starting to cut out a little bit. Is my stream cutting out? If it is, I do apologize. But okay, so the ones in Act 3 are definitely City of Sarns. They're the docks. And once you get high enough, do Lunaris with a group. It is so fun and so worth it. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm starting to desync from the game. That's unfortunate because I want...